but it's not the bike community in any official sense. It's just a group of friends that we found that ride bikes together.
We also want to talk about a perspective shift that occurred with both of us. We both grew up in Lincoln and basically had negative attitudes towards this thing. It was small, boring, and we've recently realized that that's not necessarily the case. This place is special. Just biking specific, you have 100 miles of bike trails, almost, crammed into a 30-mile radius around the city.
To compare with a city like Portland, Oregon, which is nationally recognized for its urban cycling utopia, Lincoln has 2 miles of trail per square mile of city, the same ratio.
That being said, personally, up until about 2 years ago, I only rode my bike as transportation. I saw it purely as a functional tool when I didn't own a car.
And for me, bicycles weren't always a necessity, but simply the most logical form of transportation. But Patrick and I were not content with our solitary cycling lifestyle, and we decided to try something like critical mass, where we could ride with other people.
Wow. Sure. So in July of 2009, Aaron calls me and he says, grab your bike, meet me downtown for a beer. It's the last Friday of the month. So we went to Critical Mass, and it was an amazing turnout. The first person we met was Ian, there, your bartender back there. He was really welcoming and friendly. It was an amazing sensation I'd never experienced of riding with that many, like so many people on the street, being positive towards motorists even when they're not positive towards you, being conscientious of sharing the road.
It was this feeling of finally doing something together with other people that we had always only done on our own. And it made us hungry for more. We started to see our bikes less as a utility and more as an instrument of fun, and started to pursue them more in that way. So after starting to attend Critical Mass regularly, Malcolm Tassie invited us on a nacho ride.
The nacho ride's a 30-mile ride from Lincoln to Eagle and back. It's on the Mopac Trail. It's beautiful. I almost died the first time I did it, or felt like I was going to die. I'm more of a heavy drinking, heavy smoking kind of guy than an athlete. Everybody was really encouraging, and it was really fun. This is guys getting ready to go on the Rat Ride. The Rat Ride was a ride on Sunday evenings from Recycled Bike Shop on South Street. This ride doesn't happen anymore. People usually showed up on bikes they had thrown together themselves, like eccentric bikes. It doesn't happen anymore. It was the highlight of my week when it did.
So more and more people we started to find were emerging from this bicycle community, and we started to organize rides to Pepe's because we had nothing else to do, and because we love Pepe's. If you've never been there, it's in Havelock, one of the best restaurants in the city. Pepe is a bicycle advocate and is trying to resurrect, or going to resurrect, the Rat Ride, actually.
With all these different rides fostering these human connections, this little community developed really quickly of people that didn't necessarily know each other prior from riding together.
And it seemed like there was a different ride happening every night of the week, until one Thursday, Patrick, myself, Malcolm, and John Floyd Wright found nothing.
Literally nothing to do. There's nothing to do, Aaron. What the hell are we going to do tonight?
Let's drink some beer. We got some...
We're out of beer. We're out of beer, Aaron. What are we going to do?
Let's go to the bars. Let's ride to the bars.
I'll race you to the bar. I'll race all three of you to the bar.
Okay, you finish your pint first and you win.
Okay, deal. So that's what we did, and it was really absurd. It was just 4 of us racing to the bar, but it was so much fun that we decided we'd do it again the next week.
And we were already planning the next race when the first one barely was over.
We began incorporating different checkpoints between the start and finish, which is nothing original. Bike messengers have raced this way for years.
We just knew it was this great new thing that our friends would love to try.
And people did. Surprisingly, the attendance doubled from the first.
And then everyone started asking if they could plan a race, and so Patrick was left to delegate, coordinate, and furnish a full calendar of hustles.
I got in touch with Gina Cavanda, who'd been organizing Girls Bike Night, and we just alternated weeks so they didn't interfere.
And soon, through more and more elaborate planning, the hustles were becoming the highlights of our month.
Most of these races were designed in such a way where speed did not ensure victory. There were all kinds of weird tasks like slamming beers, completing word searches. There was a race that began with having to strip down to your underwear, so you had to get dressed before you could get on your bike.
Yes, organizing a hustle was a way to creatively torture your friends. Basically, we ate entire oso burritos, we looked all over the city for sporks, We carried a whole gallon of water. We could even take tequila shots on wing race to boost our final time.
There is this indescribable feeling when you finish one of these, all of your energy expended, having rode as fast as you can for as long as you can, competing against your friends. Everyone out of breath and smiling, trading stories of which routes were taken, narrow misses, broken chains, flat tires.
Right, the most fun part of these races was their spontaneity and their uniquely crafted feel, and the fact that they felt like they were ours, and everyone that came felt like they had a sense of ownership.
And yet these hustles weren't about us necessarily, they're more something that happened to us. These friendships happened so quickly, facilitated by this strange instrument, the bicycle, that I doubt this little community would have thrived or even existed without it.
Right, so it wasn't the pedal pounding, handlebar clinching adrenaline of the race, but the pats on the back and war stories, high fives, and smiles at the finish line that made them what they were and continue to be.
This city is small, just small enough to be perfect for this kind of stuff, and there's so much going on here. There's Pepe's Bike Kitchen Rides, Girls Bike Night, Pirate Cycling League events, female cycling team Ciclismo. I could literally stand here all night listing the amount of cool bike stuff going on in this town.
What this is a story of circumstances that found us and helped us come full circle in our love for this city. It's the friendships and the bicycle that facilitated this love.
Thank you.
Thanks.